Good morning. Today is Sunday. It is June, not January. June 20th. Today is Happy Father's Day. The year is 2021, and we're still in the coronavirus pandemic. And I'm sitting here having me a hot cup of coffee. Happy Father's Day. So, the last few weeks, me and my mother have gotten into some heated arguments about just about her ways, meaning her constant need to. My mother, she's a Christian. She calls herself a Christian. She's constantly trying to bombard people with Christianity, text messages, video, all kinds of stuff, but about that Christian religion that I cannot stand. And I have to let my mother know recently that I hated being in a Jehovah's Witness religion. I absolutely hated it even as a child because I knew this stuff was fake. When we were in that Jehovah's Witness religion, I knew it was false. So my mother, of course, she was offended by this. I don't know why she was offended by it because she's no longer a Jehovah's Witness. She left that mess 30 years ago. But my mother she always kind of bounced. She went from Jehovah's Witness religion to another religion. This is all the crazy stuff. The religion, I couldn't stand it. But my mother has also criticized my father. For years, she's badmouthed him. But my father worked a full-time job, working overtime, so that she can have a decent house, nice cars, nice furniture, bills paid. We never went without electricity. My father was there every night. I cannot remember a time my father wasn't a drunk. He was an alcoholic. He was not a drug user. My father worked and came home and gave her the paycheck, but my mother still was not happy with that. She still wasn't happy. Something a lot of families are not getting then or today. But I'll come back to the second. So anyway, the reason I brought that up is there's a video about the subject of my mother and father. There's a video floating around on Facebook of a little kid, and they shaved his head bald. They cut his hair back bald. They kept hair. They shaved it back bald or something. And they wrote "gay" in the side of his head. Now, originally when the video came out, it was saying that this was his father and his mother. And they come to find out it wasn't. It was his brother and sister. And they posted this video. They made this outrageous video calling the boy gay, slapping him, hitting him across the head, punching him. And they called him gay and wrote gay and said he was acting gay or something. And they wrote, like I said, the initial gay in his head and showed this little timid little boy is there saying they're taking this abuse from somebody who's way bigger than him. Looked like his daddy to me. I don't know. But then they said later on, they said that video disturbed me on so many levels. I never grew up in an environment like that, whether this was his brothers and sisters or his parents. For someone to humiliate someone like that in that manner broke my heart. See, my father was a great dad because he knew I was gay and he didn't have an issue with it, even when I was a little kid. My father knew, just like my mother knew, just like my brothers and sisters knew, but I was never harmed or humiliated in that manner. We all knew something was special about Walter. Whether it was discussed openly or just went unsaid, we knew. Everybody knew. But never ever was I disrespected and harmed or treated in any manner by my brothers and sisters or my mother and father. In fact, I never even heard my mother and father use the term fag or gay or any of that. Never heard a peep. Now, this young man, whatever's going on in his life, they never went into detail what he had did for them to make this video. But it was disturbing that they posted this on social media. And from what I understand, the Atlanta police got involved, their DFACS got involved. I don't know, I'm just reading this stuff on the internet. And I don't know for sure. I haven't seen, he's a little kid. But what made them think that posting that video on the internet was a good idea is beyond me. They should have never gave you niggas the internet. But to a degree, I'm glad they did do that. Because it's a reminder to me what's so Them posting that video on the internet is a reminder to me of so many young black gay men who are children who are harassed and bullied and beat up by their own family members. Not strangers on the street, but their brothers and sisters, their mother and fathers, their uncles and aunts and cousins. Their own blood is more abusive to them than a stranger walking down the street. Again, I didn't grow up in a situation like that. I'm grateful I had a family that supported me, whoever I was at that point. They accepted me. There was never a huge debate or battle about who I was. And I was the type of person that was going to let it be no huge debate anyway. I was always a fighter, thanks to my dad. But the way they humiliated and belittled this young man, then posted that video for the whole world to see, was disgusting to me. And if that wasn't his dad and that's his brother, well, where is his father? Where is the mother? See, it's Father's Day right now in America, but the average black family don't have a father nowhere to be found. They didn't even, a lot of my friends who are my age and younger have never met their daddies. Ever. They don't know who they are. If they did meet him, it was just a passing, through passing, that's your dad over there. Literally, a friend of mine told me he went to a store. He was a little kid. He never had a department store. And some man was acting crazy and doing all this crazy stuff. And he looked and said, why is that man crazy? And when his parent, mom and grandma put aside and said, hey, that's your dad. And he was like, that's my father. The man was drunk, literally acting a fool or something. That was his father. That was the first time he saw him. Didn't meet him, but saw him. I didn't have a father like that. My father was there. I remember birthdays, Christmas gifts, school, dropping us off at school, picking us up from school, bringing us lunches, eating lunch, going on fishing trips, traveling with my father was involved in my life. And I wouldn't be who I am today without having a loving dad who cared about me, regardless of what my mother says. She says something else, but I don't pay my mother no attention. My mother divorced my father for all the wrong reasons. And she has a difficult time admitting this to this day. But that's all water under the bridge at this point. It was happened years ago. But my father was great. My father was a wonderful person. Caring, kind. Yeah, he's from Mississippi. Yeah, he couldn't read or write. Yeah, sometimes I was embarrassed by some of his behavior. I was. But I was a kid. I didn't know no better. As an adult, I'm very proud of my father now and what he was able to achieve at a period of time when a lot of blacks were suffering. We never went out without water, electricity, food. There was always a roof over our head. We were never homeless. Some stuff that I took for granted. We had our own bedrooms, we had closets, we had clothes, toys, bikes, whatever we wanted. It was 7 of us. So I can't. My mother started saying negative stuff about my father. I just think what's happened, it could have been a whole lot worse. Give a man his props. So whatever happened between the two of them, and I clearly blame my mother for what took place in the relationship, not my father. My mother was caught up in that Jehovah's Witness nonsense. Just like she's not caught up. My mother's always been jumping from one religion to another religion, and she has alienated everybody around her because of her religious beliefs. I deal with my mother because I love my mother. I do. But she's complicated things. And she made things rough because of her behaviors. Anyway, my mother complicated things. And things didn't have to be that way. Somebody's at my gate, I guess it ain't working. I think my mother, they say the road to hell is paved with good intentions. So my mother kept up a lot of confusion. And I don't know why. Religious beliefs. Just crazy as hell. Like all religious people. I love it, but my mother crazy for Jesus. Somebody she ain't never met before. So I was glad to have a father who cared about me. It was involved in my life. And who cared and wanted me to have something. My father would come in every day and make me read the newspaper to him. And as a kid, I was embarrassed by that. But my father was so proud that I could read. And was very articulate at an early age. He would just love listening to me read the newspaper to him. And I missed that. So I'm going to have to conclude this video a little early. But I'm glad I had a great father. And for those of you who didn't have that experience, I'm sorry that you all didn't have it. And to that young kid in Atlanta, I really, my heart goes out to you. I hate that that happened to you. But it's a short video. I've talked about my father in the past before. I think this is not the first time y'all heard about it. But I just want to say Happy Father's Day to the fathers who are actively involved in their children's lives for loving those kids and giving those children a happy home and providing for them. Because there are so many fathers who don't do any of that. So I'm going to conclude this video a little earlier than I would have wanted to. And today is Sunday, it's June 20th, the year is 2021. It's not January. I know I fucking messed up a few days ago. My headaches are gone, thank goodness. Modern medicine, the miracle medicine. I know elderberry and medicine relieve me of those tension headaches. So, if you like my videos, click like, share them with family members and friends. There's a lot of stuff I want to talk to you today about. I'm going to come back. I may talk about a little bit more about my dad and the situation. But you all stay encouraged. We live in some very trying times. And I'm out of here. And have a great, happy Father's Day and enjoy the rest of your Sunday.